In today's video, I am going to be breaking down some of the basketball plays that the Toronto Raptors use. Obviously, I am a Raptors fan, even though they're losing and sucking. But at least these plays you can use with your team, and they will probably do a lot better for you than they do for the Toronto Raptors. So let's get down and let's check out these amazing basketball plays. Really quickly, make sure to go check out my complete guide to the 5-out offense that is down in the description below. Okay, so in this first play, they're running a 4-out offense. And it kind of looks like they're running it against a matchup 2-3 zone. In the NBA, they cannot run an actual 2-3 zone. This guy in the middle will get a 3-second defensive call. So they generally do a matchup zone. He's matched up here. These guys are all matched up as we see. This guy's kind of saying that he's matched up here, but he's saying he's matched up here, he's saying he's matched up here, he's saying nobody's caring about this guy, and these guys are matched up like this. Defensively, this guy should have been here, he should have been here, he should have been here. But either way, that's how they're running it. It doesn't matter. We get the entry pass into that high post. They all tend to match up at this point, and because this guy was playing high, which sometimes happens, especially when the ball is on this side of the court. This is why I like the 4-out against them zone defense. I've been saying this for a long time, but these weak side baseline cuts can get defenses in trouble against a 4-out when you're running a zone defense. And of course, it got Brooklyn in trouble here. So against a 2-3 zone, most of the time what you will see is the defense sort of that should be set up like this. If the ball goes into the high post and they lift the defense up, these weak side or the opposite side baseline cutters will be open for that pass. However, what you can also do with the 4-out is when this happens, player 2 can go a little bit wider, kick out. He can attack this gap, which will draw these guys together, which then allows for that baseline cut, which then puts player 5 into a situation where does he cover? Does he cover that baseline, or does he cover player 5, who would then be cutting to the basket? Either way, it should be an easy basket. However, in the NBA, or if there's miscommunication or they're playing just a bit too high, this backside lob will always be there. Now, this is not really in itself. Of course, there's a missed 3-point shot. They get the offensive rebound. Now, after Olynyk gets that rebound, this guy just clears out. They've already collapsed the defense because they've got essentially 4 guys in the key. This guy's going to clear out, which would take this defender with him. At the youth level, you would probably want Olynyk to go back at that rim. However, at the NBA level, or at least with the Toronto Raptors, they're 3-point happy, which means that they get this kick-out pass for the open 3-point shot, and that's exactly what we see happen right here. Now, this kick-out pass that Olynyk does right here, that pass needed to happen right now. About there, that needs to happen. However, he did wait, and at the youth level, that deep of a 3 is not going to happen. You can see how, right here, this guy's cleared out. This guy's already in position to guard. These guys, they're not doing too badly. If Olynyk took one dribble to the rim, this would have collapsed this man, which would have been a kick-out 3 over here. If he came over to rotate and this guy cut, that would take this defender away. This could have been the extra pass. At the youth level, this would have been a better option. Again, we're going to go back to the 4-out, post entry into the high post. Here, it's going to be a little bit different. I actually kind of like this play, and I've ran it a few times myself. So basically, post entry, we're going to get that screen away for the other guard that is out on the court. This guy, in this case, tried to attack the paint. These guys should have been more spread out, in my opinion. That would have been way better for him. However, coming off of that attack, he now has players who are now more focused on him, which does open up opportunities for Grady Dick to be able to take that 3-point shot. It was slightly contested, but he made it either way. Going back to our clipboard, there are reasons why I really like the 4-out offense. We can get this screen away that takes that defender with him. If this screen is good enough, this can be an open 3-point shot, potentially. The other option that happens here is player 5 could come up and do a dribble handoff And then when that happens, and his man is chasing him, if player 2 attacks here, this makes player 4 make a decision. Because in theory, he's supposed to be stuck like glue on his corner player. Player 3 in this situation should be the help, and player 1 needs to be the drop. But because this screen was here, this dribble handoff was here, there's going to be a lot of miscommunication, because now we've got 3 players out on the perimeter very close to each other, and it's putting multiple defensive players into decision-making mode. Does player 3 come in like he's supposed to and cover the paint, and then there's this kick-out pass for a 3 or even a backdoor cut available for player 3? Or does player 4 make a mistake? Does he help off ball one pass away, which is a no-no, and would that be then a kick-out 3 for player 4? If you can run plays like this, it puts defenders into decision-making mode, and as we all know, kids are generally not the greatest decision makers, and if they know, oh, I have to help, and because that screen initially started on the other side, but now it's coming on my side, now I've got to, do I help? Do I not help? What am I supposed to do? I'm just going to help because my coach does not like open layups. So I'm going to go help off. Now that just leaves my man wide open for an open three-point shot. So now you're going to kind of understand how plays like these work. Now, coming off of this inbounds play, I really like this inbounds play. I've never actually seen it at any other level but the NBA level. It actually has 2 purposes. This could have been a pin down here and potentially dribble handoff, but instead turns into a back screen for that top player. I kind of like it. So we're going to get rid of defenders because it's a lot easier to picture on the clipboard without defenders. And if you're trying to figure out as to why I am doing this with a clipboard, is because everyone learns differently. So initially player 2 sets that screen for player 1. Player 1 pops up, gets that ball from player 5. Player 5 is then going to cut to the basket, and this can be one of a few things. So player 1 dribbles down. I've seen it a few times where with this play, player 5 comes up, gets that 3-point shot. Maybe this might not be a player 5. This could be a player 3, a small forward, whoever it may be. Or instead, what I've seen also is a pin down here into a dribble handoff, so the inbounder gets that ball back, and now he takes the 3. I've seen that quite often. What I have not seen, and why I picked this play, is because now player 3, after he inbounds that ball to player 1, when he cuts, now he back screens for player 2. But how they do it is player 1 kind of dribbles out towards this side, acting like he's about to do a dribble handoff with 2, confuses the defense, and then player 2 cuts back door, and he gets that layup. It's kind of a different way of running this play, and I kind of liked it, and I really wanted to show it. And one of the most popular offenses right now, the drive and then the kick out, because now you've collapsed the defense. This is one of the most deadly offenses right now because not many teams are knowing how to actually defend against it, because so many old school coaches, when you attack the paint, it flattens out the defense and they close the paint down, which then leaves players out on the perimeter wide open. So that kick out pass, you get one guy recovering, and then after he recovers, you get that swing pass, drive, kick, swing, and then you got that 3-point shot that's wide open. Drive, kick, swing is one of the most easiest offenses to run at every single age group. I even ran this with like U10s. This is the most easiest offense to run. While U10s may not be shooting threes, they kind of drive again. It's just a continuous drive, kick, swing, drive, kick, swing, drive, kick, swing until you get an open layup. And again here, very similar, get that screen and roll, drive again, this time kick for a 3. And of course, it's Grady Dick. He's going to make it. But instead of it being a simple drive, kick, swing, now you're starting with that screen and roll. He's going to pop. And then when you get that into that paint, look at how many players it collapses. This is actually terrible defense. Like, do not do this. Like, this is an easy 3. Like, this. Go to this guy. Even though Grady Dick is the better 3-point shooter, he's literally wide. This is terrible. This is why the NBA has an issue. This is horrible defense. But I'm going to get into that on my other channel eventually. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, make sure to go check out my complete guide to the 5-out offense. And if you are really trying to shut teams down, make sure to go check out my Deadly Defensive Strategies book that is down in the description below as well. And I will see you guys again in my next video.